Hey, what's going on out there? I would like to welcome every single one of you to Water Your Soil. So before I get started with this video, I would like to say to you, if you're new around here, I have two rules over at this channel. The first rule is for you to always use your own discretion when it comes to credit cards and credit scores. The second rule, that's for you to verify whatever it is you learn on this channel, another channel, or anywhere. That should be a rule of life. So getting into the video, this video is a little bit of good news for those of you out there who are watching this video and have credit cards, but it also should serve as a warning and come with caution. And this news article posted by Yahoo News is gonna explain why. So you wanna watch the video in full, that way you can get the details, but I'm gonna hop right into it. So the article is by Yahoo Finance and it states, what credit card users need to know if the Fed cuts rates in September. It says, finally, the Federal Reserve looks poised to lower rates at the next FOMC meeting in September. Cue signs of relief from credit card users across the country plagued by rising debt balances. Through the current high rate environment, the target federal funds rate sits at 5.25% through 5.50%, a more than 20-year high. The cost of their credit card debt has only grown. Look no further than this snapshot of federal rate data. Now I'm putting a snapshot on the screen so you can read it, but as you heard, the Federal Reserve is expected to cut rates in September, which would be next month, actually in a couple of weeks. But that should come as a warning. Don't get excited. I know some of you out there, you hear rate cuts and you think, hey, some relief is coming. But when it comes to these credit cards, caution should still be used. And this article is going to explain why. And I'm going to give my perspective as well. So I'm going to continue reading. It says, but the Fed's decisions alone may not offer the relief you're looking for. After all, plenty of factors influence your credit card's interest rates. Even if the Fed lowers federal interest rates, you shouldn't wait to begin paying down debt. Now, that's what I always talk about on this channel. Of course, I'm a big fan of credit cards. I'm pro credit cards. I let that be known often. However, I'm still not a fan of credit card debt. So what do I like to focus on over here at this Water Your Soil channel? I like to focus on teaching people how to stay out of and avoid credit card debt. And an easy way of doing that is paying off whatever you spend. But this article is going to further explain why it's so important to avoid credit card debt. And if you are in credit card debt, why it's important to get out of credit card debt. Don't just think that this rate cut is going to bail you out. So I'm going to continue to further read. It says, what do lower rates mean for your credit cards? Credit card interest rates could change when the Fed lowers rates. After all, many credit card APRs are variable and move over time. But don't count on lower interest rates from the Fed to make a very significant difference in your credit card interest charges. A single Fed rate cut is likely to only move the needle by 25 basis points. Even if, as some experts predict, the Fed makes a 50-point basis cut, the Fed funds rate will only move by 0.50% to a target 4.75% to 5%. That's not likely to have an effect on credit cards sitting near 25% or 30% APR. Now, that's what I like to talk about on this channel. Like, even though they're going to cut these rates, credit card rates are still high. They're still in the 20s, and some of them are closer to 30. So you may hear the news talk about the Fed rate cut is coming and how it's going to help people with paying down their debt and things like that and avoiding debt. However, if you have a credit card, as the article stated, you're really not going to see that much of a significant change. So the things that you want to do if you have a credit card is, number one, if you can, avoid carrying over balances. That's if you can. And number two, if you can avoid carrying over balances, you want to try to pay down your balances as quickly as possible. You don't want to carry over your balances for a long period of time, especially if you have a credit card that currently has a high APR. So you want to be careful with that, because a lot of times people, they'll have a credit card and they'll go and they'll buy something. Maybe it's for a vacation or Christmas time or whatever it may be, holiday season, back to school, whatever it may be. And then they'll have maybe $2,000, $3,000 in credit card debt. and they'll just let it sit over time, and they say, hey, I'll get to it later, and they start making minimum payments. And making a minimum payment is better than not making a payment at all. However, you're letting that interest pile up, and a minimum payment isn't really chopping that debt down like it should. So you need to make more than a minimum payment, once again, if you can. I'm aware that we are in rough financial times right now, especially for a lot of people. I get your comments. I see your comments. So if you're not able to pay off what you spend, and you're not able to pay more than a minimum balance, you want to watch your spending, because spending more while only being able to pay the minimum balance is not going to help you. It's not going to help you at all. It's just going to make your debt larger and larger. You're basically digging a hole and then throwing the dirt right back into the hole, which in return is going to make it harder when it comes to that hole in the future. So you don't want to do that. But I'm going to get further into the article. I'm going to skip some parts, and I'm going to go to an important part of the article. It says, so while federal credit card rates may dip a bit when federal rates cuts happen, the difference for cardholders can be minimal. What's more, there's a growing gap between federal interest rates and the rates credit card companies charge, another factor that could keep your credit card APR high regardless of the Fed's decision. Now, what they just said is so important, and I want you all to understand that, because they said there's a big gap between the current Fed interest rates and the credit card APRs, because like I stated earlier, a lot of people think that there's a big difference and the Fed rate cut is really going to help people out in a big time way when it comes to credit card debt, but it's really not. One of the most major forms of debt in this country right now is credit card debt. It's over 1.14 trillion right now, and it's only growing. And I think by the end of the year, it may be close to that 1.25, just being honest. So 1.14 trillion in credit card debt, that's big across the board as far as Americans are concerned. So it's something you want to be very cautious of. And I'm going to continue to read. It says, the APR margin between credit card interest rates and the prime rate based on the Fed's target rate has skyrocketed since the last time the Fed cuts rate in 2020. Today, APR margins are at an all-time high. So as you read, they're at an all-time high right now in regard to APR. Now, further in the article, they state different ways that you could take advantage of a lower rate as far as the APR. But I'm just here to tell you right now, this should come as a caution and as a warning, which is why I'm here telling you all on YouTube that you should still be focused on avoiding getting more credit card debt. So if you do have a credit card, avoid spending money on that card, especially if you're already currently in credit card debt and you have a card that's not 0% APR, which a lot of the cards aren't. Those are usually introductory bonuses. So you want to avoid that, because all you're going to do is pile up more credit card debt. I said often on this channel, people, they want to argue about it. They want to fight about it, but I'm just here to bring the truth. I'm here to share the news. And whether you like it or not, it is what it is. Like I always say, you don't have to like the news. You don't have to like what I report. You don't have to like me. But I'm going to get this out there to my subscribers, because you all need to know this. You need to know what's going on. Yes, there will be a Fed rate cut coming up, more than likely. It's highly likely, actually. But it's not really going to have a big impact on your credit cards, because I know some people, they're going to hear rate cut and they're going to automatically think like, hey, my credit card debt is going to go lower, or this is going to help me get out of credit card debt, or this is going to help me when it comes to credit card debt. And it's really not going to work that way. So what you want to do is you still want to be able to pay down your balances. That's a key point. That's really the most important thing that you should be doing, paying down your balance. So whether you have to get an extra job or an extra gig or find a way to find some extra money, you want to do that because you want to be able to pay down your balances, because getting hit with APRs that's higher than 25% or higher than 20% is ridiculous. It's taking a lot of money out of your pocket, and that money can be used for other things. Only you can say what that money can be used for, whether it's for your kids, their college funds, whether it's for you, your vacations, whether it's for a house you want to save up for, whether it's for a business that you want to save up for. No matter what it is, avoiding piles and piles of credit card debt is important. It's something that I like to focus on over here at this Water Your Soil channel. Like I stated before, you can enjoy credit credit cards and all of the great things that come along with having them, whether it's the design of the card in general, some people are fans of that, or whether it's the perks such as the rewards and the cash back and things like that, or the benefits that come along with it, airport lounges, whatever it may be. You can enjoy those perks, but you also can avoid credit card debt. And you can do that by paying off your balance in full every month. A lot of people, they don't agree with it, but that's my thing. You can do your thing. This is all subjective. It all depends on what you want to do, which is why I tell people to use their own discretion. But around here at Water Your Soil, I like to tell people to pay off their balance in full. And if you can't afford to pay off your balance in full, you shouldn't be using your credit card to buy it. And that's pretty much a simple, basic principle, but a lot of people tend to not follow it, which is why we have $1.14 trillion in credit card debt. But anyways, I want you all to know I'll be doing live soon, a live interview with Tasha from Major Change Group over here at this Water Your Soil channel. And I want you to check it out because that live is going to be featuring ways that you could avoid credit card debt and get out of credit card debt, like credit card budgeting. And yes, that is a such thing. You can avoid building big piles of credit card debt. And we're going to talk about that in the interview. So you want to check it out and you want to tune in. Also, be sure to take my polls. I currently have a poll that I want you all to take part in. It's on the community tab. It switches from community tab to post. Either or, you can find it on that tab on the homepage of this Water Your Soil channel. Also, another thing, when you see me going live or you see the thumbnail for me going live, be sure to come by. You can ask questions, whatever it may be. Come by and check out the live video. But I just wanted to make this video and I wanted to talk to you all because this is important. They're going to be all over the news saying that a rate cut is coming, but don't get so excited that you forget that, yes, while a rate cut is coming, APRs are still very high. They're still, for the most part, over 20%. So you want to be cautious. This is a warning. But anyways, if you're new around here and you're feeling the vibe, this is Water Your Soil. Be sure to hit the subscribe button, turn on all notifications. That way you don't miss a future video. That's clicking on the bell and selecting all. Also, this goes to every single one of you watching, my subscribers especially. Be sure to hit the like button. It literally takes 1 second. Hit the like button. That's your way of letting the algorithm know you support this channel. It also lets the algorithm know you support this video. I appreciate you all for watching. This is Water Your Soil, and I'm out. Wait. Before you leave, be sure to check out the description box below. That way you can have all the credit resources from Water Your Soil. Also, be sure to hit the subscribe button, the like button as well, all right? In the description box below, I always tell people, check out the description box below for extra resources from Water Your Soil. Part of the description box also showcases my book that I have. I have a book. It's been out for a while now. It's been out for years. It's titled Strategies to Master Credit. The book is available. It's on Amazon. It's on Barnes & Noble. Most online bookstores have the book. And the book is basically about how FICO credit scoring works. Once you understand how FICO credit scoring works, you're pretty much on your way to helping yourself build, develop, and maintain a good credit score. So check the book out whenever you get a chance.